Okay, we're back. Part 2 of the conversion therapy is sexual destruction. And the article was very long, but very important. We had to go through it. And of course, you can do it again. This is the LGBTQ channel that discusses LGBTQ issues with an LGBTQ perspective and humanistic approach. And we are looking at homosexual, the so-called conversion therapy, and we are calling it sexual destruction. And so we left off what happened in Stonewall when the psychiatrists were having war with the gay activists, and the American Psychiatric Association removed it as a mental disorder, which is very good. Well done. Supporters of the change use evidence from researchers such as Kinsey and Evelyn Hooker. And psychiatrist Robert Spitzer, member of the APA's Committee on Nomenclature, played an important role in the events that led to this decision. Critics argued that it was a result of pressure from gay activists and demanded a referendum among voting members of the association. The referendum was held in 1974, and APA's decision was upheld by a 58% majority. The APA removed ego-dystonic homosexuality from DSM-3R in 1987 and opposes the diagnosis of either homosexuality or ego-dystonic homosexuality as any type of disorder. Now, Joe Nicolosi had a significant role in the development of conversion therapy as early as 1990s, publishing his first book, Reparative Therapy of Homosexuality, Male Homosexuality, in 1991. And he founded...
Do you have sedative?
No.
Hmm?
No. Don't have sedative.
What?
There is no sedative.
Where can I get one from?
Hmm?
Where can I get one from?
Ask Danny. Ask Danny.
She has a big one.
Yes, take that one. And in 1992, Nicolosi, with Charles Socarides and Benjamin Kaufman, founded the National Association for Research and Therapy of Homosexuality. So you can see this is when Nicolosi founded that, that opposes the mainstream medical view of homosexuality and aims to make effective psychological therapy available to all homosexual men and women who seek to change. In 1998, Christian rights groups, including Family Research Council and the American Family Association, spent $600,000 on advertising promoting conversion therapy. John Polk and his wife Anne featured in full-page newspaper spreads. Now, in the 21st century, we have Sacher, and he said there is no valid scientific evidence that sexual orientation can be changed. The same year, a study by Robert Spitzer concluded that some highly motivated individuals whose orientation is predominantly homosexual can become predominantly heterosexual with some form of reparative therapy. Spitzer based his findings on structured interviews with 200 self-selected individuals, 143 males, 57 females. He told the Washington Post that the study shows some people can change from gay to straight, and we ought to acknowledge that. Now, Spitzer study controversy and attracted media attention, and he recanted his study. Can you imagine? Just it's a joke. In 2012, and apologized to the gay community for making unproven claims of the efficacy of the reparative therapy, calling it his only professional regret. It is just a joke. My goodness. I think this is why no scientist should open his mouth, even if he does research of any kind, should not be given room to discuss or to put his findings out until they have been queer. Sorry, I'm so much in the queer world. Until they have gone through peer review. This is very wrong. This should not be happening in this 21st century. And the American Psychoanalytic Association spoke against NATH in 2004, saying that it's an organization that does not adhere to our policy of non-discrimination, and their activities are demeaning to our members who are gay and lesbian. Thank you, American Psychoanalytic Association. The same year, a survey of members of the American Psychological Association rated reparative therapy as certainly discredited, though the authors warn that the results should be interpreted carefully as an initial step, not a final word. Okay, so this is the American Psychological Association, which has a danger of trying to change gay people, but they should not do that. I mean, I don't know why people are being pushed. Basically, as I've said in the other video I've just done, not the first one, but the one where I talked face to face, the problem is, even when we've passed all of these pro-gay measures, we're doing it in a world that is still heteronormative. So basically, we're going to see the full fruits of our labor in 40 years' time, because the young people, the children, they are becoming more and more, they are learning science, and they are very well schooled, at least those who are in areas where they've been well schooled, because some children in the world don't have access to good education. But generally, those who have access to good education, they are the ones who are becoming very understanding and less homophobic. So the world will really enjoy the LGBTQ wave and the LGBTQ atmosphere around 2030, 2040. That's when we'll really enjoy it, because majority of the people who are in these associations and who are in universities and who are in all these professions, some of them are still homophobic, and they have to really clear their system of the homophobia. And you see, even APA, the Psychological Association, had to talk about this, that it encourages mental health professionals to avoid misrepresenting the efficacy of sexual orientation change efforts by promoting or promising change in sexual orientation when providing assistance to individuals distressed by their own or other sexual orientation, and cause that the benefits reported by participants in sexual orientation change efforts can be gained through approaches that do not attempt to change sexual orientation. Yeah, you should never attempt to change someone's sexual orientation. And when you find somebody who says, I don't like my sexual orientation, give them positive counseling. Yes, this is why it's very important to tell people that they are homosexuals who have made it in life. Because most of these people, they are coming from a society that hates homosexuals, hates them. There are some who have been beaten. They have seen homosexuals beaten, killed. Look what happened in Uganda. David Kato was killed. So you can imagine what can happen to a homosexual in such a country. He's forever, if he thinks of the death of David Kato, he's forever distressed and really wants to think of how to change. So you see, those are the things that happens. And so psychologists and psychiatrists need to be positive, to speak positively to such people and tell them, no, it's not the end of the world. Of course, the society doesn't understand you, but you are valuable. This is what Tim Cook did recently, and we're very happy with him when he affirmed LGBTQ persons as special people. Yes, the LGBT people need that affirmation. We need it all the time. People need to talk to us in a positive way. Imagine if parents talk to their LGBT children very positively and say, I love you. I know you're gay. Yes, say it out to their child. I know you're gay, but I love you. The things you do for me, you you do them so well. You help me out. You're caring. You're always there. I can see your effort. I can see you working hard. Within a short time, homophobia will die, because the society praises homosexuals who have done contributions. Yes. Lesbians who have done well. You tell them, well done. We love you, and live your life. Don't worry. Within a short time, there's no societal homophobia. It's gone. Disappeared. All of these people who are forming organizations, they just collapse. So anyway, gay rights groups and groups concerned with mental health fear reparative therapy can make depression or even suicide more likely. Yes, I agree with that. Yes, suicide. Suicide is very common amongst gay people and LGBT persons. In fact, it's good for LGBT persons to be in groups. Yes, it's good. I remember my life. One of the things that stressed me was I felt surrounded by homophobes, very surrounded by them, and I didn't have a chance to be close to my friends. So it depresses you, and the only thing you can think about is suicide. But the moment I started spending time with LGBT persons like me, who we have fun together, we can drink, even if we don't have the money to have fun, but you're together, and it kind of gives you support. And look at President Barack Obama, brilliant president of America, former now, expressed opposition to the practice in 2015. Congratulations, Barack Obama, for doing that. You have to express as a leader. Yeah. Because it's very bad what happens. I mean, look at Rick Warren's son. Committed suicide. Why? His father, was against homosexuality. And he couldn't reconcile faith with science. That's what you're supposed to do. Rick Warren should have seen his son's situation as a situation showing him reconcile science with faith. And he refused. Then next thing you know, the son committed suicide. That's why we are on the side of religious leaders who are staying in science. We support them 100%. That is what you need to do. Because you cannot teach a theology, toxic theology, that makes homosexuals feel like they are bad and they are not wanted by God or in church. No way. God loves everybody, even LGBTQ persons. Yes, he loves them. Because if you say that, then it also means you hate blind people. Yes, and deaf people and anybody with a disability. You see? That's what Nazi Germany was. Nazi Germany hated anybody who had a defect or who was different in the society. And that's wrong. You should love everybody. You should tolerate people. Of course, you may not love everybody, but tolerate them. Let them have their space. Don't attack them for who they are. Yes. Keep them and treat them equally as you could treat everybody else. Now, theories and techniques. Of course, there's behavioral modification. And they did this through electric shock and nausea-inducing drugs during presentation of same-sex erotic images. Oh, these guys, so sad. And the cessation of the aversive stimuli was typically accompanied by the presentation of opposite-sex erotic images with the objective of strengthening heterosexual feelings. You see? So they they try and change you, because they think you need to see more heterosexual, opposite sex erotic images. And I don't agree with that. Because basically, if you give somebody a homosexual opposite sex erotic images, you're giving it to a homosexual, then you are guilty of trying to convert him. Yes, because then I have a right to show a heterosexual same-sex images. Yes, that's what you're saying. You cannot say gay people are recruiting, like that's the common propaganda out there by homophobes, that gay people are recruiting, and then you tell gay people, then you want to convert gay people. It's like the camel calling the humped cow humped, and it has two humps. So the camel is worse. Yes, you cannot say that no, gays are recruiting, so stop it. Then the gays are not recruiting, but you're going to recruit gays to become straight. That's what gay conversion is all about. And it should be wrong. It shouldn't be attempted. Another method used was covert sensitization method, which involved instructing patients to imagine vomiting or receiving electric shocks. These people and vomiting, they like doing that. Difficulties in arousing and increasing heterosexual responsiveness in a homosexual. Okay. Adelman concludes that such methods can be called torture. Yes, it's torture, besides being ineffective. And he writes that individuals undergoing such treatments do not emerge heterosexuality inclined. Yes, rather they become shamed, conflicted, and fearful about their homosexual feelings. Yeah, it's bad. It's not right to do that. Ex-gay ministry, there you are. Look at their office. Oh, so sad. And some sources describe ex-gay ministries as a form of conversion therapy, while others state it that they are distinct methods of attempting to convert gay people to heterosexuality. Ex-gay ministries has also been called transformational. Some state that they don't conduct clinical treatment of gay any kind. Yeah, so I've told you already, there's nothing like ex-gays. You are just, if you change, you are a bisexual. Yes, you just said you didn't know you were bisexual. Yes. But you were still homosexual. There is no ex-gay in the world. Absolutely none. Yes. No ex-gay in the world. And as I've told you, for you to go through conversion therapy, if you have to go through it, please, you must have had sex. Yeah. If you didn't have sex, then how do we know you're gay? Because sexual attraction leads you to sex. And I'm not just saying penetrative sex, even non-penetrative sex. That's what sexual attraction does. Now, psychoanalysis, they also did psychoanalysis as a way to treat people. And Bieber considered the treatment successful and had been exclusively homosexual to begin with, while 50% had been bisexual. In Haldeman's view, this makes even Bieber's unimpressive claims of success misleading. Yeah, because for me, success in science, success should be 90% to 100%. In science, In religion, even 20% is success. Because religion is not a serious science. It's not a serious thing. But science, success should be so accurate that it should even be 100%. No room. So if there is somebody who doesn't, if you just have 60% changing, then there is something wrong with that method. Even if those ones who have said they are changed. Because it's like a placebo effect. Placebo, you're told you have changed. Now you've changed. Then 5 years later, the feelings come back. So, what happens? You have become gay again. You see, these people never tell you the life of their so-called patients 10 years later. But I can assure you, they go back. They go back to the life. Why? Because sex is fun. It's beautiful. Beautiful. It is beautiful. So, if something is beautiful, you will go back to it. Even if you have a break. So-called break, the break is covered by the placebo effect that you have changed. Then as time goes on, you're saying, but I'm missing. Oh, I wish I would. The moment you have that feeling, then it is clear that you are then it means you've not changed. And then there's reparative therapy, also used as a synonym for conversion therapy generally. And Nicholas postulates that same-sex attraction is a personal, rational, and unconscious attempt to self-repair feelings of inferiority. You see, all of these are homophobes just talking. Then there's sex therapy, and in this sex therapy, in a homosexuality perspective published by Masters and Johnson, they viewed homosexuality as the result of blocks that prevented the learning that facilitated heterosexual responsiveness. Of course, first of all, you need to understand something here, that there are some gay men who are dissatisfied with their sexual orientation. Not all gay men are happy with their sexual orientation. And another thing, not all straight men are happy with their sexual orientation. Same to women, same to lesbians. So what does this mean? Do not what you should do when you find a gay man who is not satisfied with his sexual orientation, explain to them. This is why we need a very big revolution in the professional and in the academics and science fields, whereby we now have gay psychologists and psychiatrists who are out and can give professional advice to gay clients. That is the best we can do right now, so that to help these people, because it is so sad that a gay man who is dissatisfied with sexual orientation goes to see a straight psychologist who happens to be homophobic. What else will he get but homophobia? The guy doesn't even understand what it means to be homosexual, and you'll just give him homophobia. Unless it's an ally. So even psychiatrists and psychologists out there should declare their allies. Yes, they should, for the sake of science. Don't hide it. Just say you're an ally. And you will find, number one, what happens to you? Gay patients will come and see you. And they know this is an ally, and he will give positive advice. And to find the root cause of the dissatisfaction, because sometimes the dissatisfaction is homophobia in the family. It makes you, or it's even how you're having sex. It may not be pleasurable. And then you find the problem why it's not pleasurable. Maybe you are somebody, you may be confused with the roles you're supposed to play in homosexuality. So that's my view to deal with this so-called conversion sex therapy. And look at lobotomy. My goodness, they even decided to pick on your brain. And they did surgeries in 23 states of 2005, which 2,500 used his ice-pick procedure, Walter Freeman's procedure. You know, lobotomy means to cut the brain, to do surgery on the brain. And some of them were disabled for the rest of their lives. Can you see? They need to be paid. While promoted at the same time as treatment for various psychoses, the effectiveness of lobotomy in changing sexual orientation was already subject of critical research, and a single case investigated by Joseph Friedlander and Ralph Berney. So you can go and watch this video, I Speak Lobotomy, of a homosexual man in the Changing Our Minds, the story of Dr. Evelyn Hooker. And studies of gay conversion therapy, they were done by Spitzer. You can go and read this. And analysis of the Spitzer report, of course, we've gone through that at the beginning. Changing Sexual Orientation, a Consumer's Report. Medical and scientific and legal views. So these are the views, these are the countries, map of countries that have bans on sexual orientation and gender identity change efforts with minors. There you are, the ones in blue, and their states. And ban on conversion therapy pending or proposed. Australia is joining, and case-by-case bans is also in China. Thank you, China, for trying. Argentina is here, and no diagnosis can be made in the field of mental health on exclusive basis of sexual orientation or identity. Then you also have Australia. They want to crack down on conversion therapy. And Brazil has also banned it and have banned psychologists from trying to cure homosexuality. And banned in 2 provinces in Canada. And in Chile, they expressed their opposition to the conversion therapy. Thank you. That is a very healthy Ministry of Health. And China has called it illegal in 2 occasions. However, legal precedents in China are not enforceable in future cases. But at least they tried to ban it. Yes, Chinese, please ban conversion therapy. Ecuador are also doing the same. Fiji, Germany declared itself completely opposed. I love that. Completely opposed to conversion therapy. Brilliant government. Germany. India has said that homosexuality is not unnatural. It is natural. Thank you, India. And you see already what India did. You see, the judges, they didn't make a stupid decision. It was very brilliant, based on science. They listened to their psychiatrists who have declared homosexuality is natural. Ireland has passed. They are also going to prohibit conversion therapy. Thank you, Israel. Thank you so much for doing this. They have said create the Ministry of Health, another healthy Ministry of Health, issued a statement announcing that it considers conversion therapy to create false impressions of scientific recognition. I love that. Even though there is no scientific evidence that it is at all successful, it may also cause harm to the individual. Congratulations. Okay, though they have banned, they stopped Yael German's bills. I don't know why they did that. Maybe, I hope it's because they were not that going to deal with conversion therapy. They need to create laws banning that. Let's look at Lebanese. Good. Lebanon is also healthy. Malaysia. Oh my God, look at Malaysia. It's a very sick country that they have endorsed conversion therapy. and can be cured, that homosexuality can be cured through extensive training. Disaster of a nation. And Malta, thank you for affirming your gay people. And you're the first country to ban conversion therapy in EU. Netherlands, we know Netherlands is very okay. They have not going to allow conversion therapy. New Zealand, they are also banning. Norway, thank you for saying homosexuality is natural. Samoa, okay. South Africa, let's see what South Africa says. There is no scientific evidence that reparative or conversion therapy is effective in changing a person's sexual orientation. There is, however, evidence that this type of therapy can be destructive. Yes, it is destructive. Thank you, South Africa. Look at what happened in South Africa. Owners of a conversion therapy camp were found guilty of murder, child abuse, and assault with the intent to do grievously bodily harm after 3 teens were found dead at the camp. So sad. The teens were beaten with spades and rubber pipes, chained to their beds, not allowed to use the toilet at any time, and forced to eat soap and their own feces, all with the aim of curing their homosexuality. So sad. But they were found guilty of murder. Never do that, please. No camps to try and change people. Spain has also done the same, banned. Switzerland, no conversion therapy in Switzerland. Taiwan also have banned conversion therapy. United Kingdom, you know, the English, they always have their ways of twisting the language. Yeah, they're trying to change some, but they want to. Okay, UK has said this is good, at least, towards a total ban of conversion therapy across medical, non-medical, and religious settings. That's good. And thank you, Church of England. It has announced it considers conversion therapy fundamentally wrong and demanded the. Thank you, Church of England. That's a sober church. And United States, of course, it's now banned in 14 states and other municipalities. And Uruguay states that in no case a diagnosis can be made in the field of mental health on the exclusive basis of sexual orientation and gender identity. Now, we've already seen the states in US and list of organizations critical of conversion therapy: World Psychiatric Association, Pan American Health Organization, the American Medical Association, the American Psychiatric Association, American Association for Marriage and Family Therapy, Counseling Association. I'm trying to see, I hope the World Health Organization is here. That is what we want to see. Don't see the World Health Organization. They should be here because it is a worldwide phenomenon. Okay, so there is so much to read in this article. It's very loaded, and I think we've really covered most of everything. At least the American Association of Christian Counselors amended its code of ethics to eliminate the promotion of conversion therapy for homosexuals and encourage them to be celibate instead. Oh, that's just, but at least they eliminated it. But do not encourage celibacy. Let people be who they want to be. Okay, I was looking for the World Health Organization. Thank you, World Health Organization. Sexual orientation by itself is not to be regarded as a disorder. That's good. That's what we wanted to hear from the World Health Organization, which belongs to the United Nations. And there are stories about Australia. Also, they have very many issues. This is a very loaded article. Okay, guys. So I think we have done. That is, conversion therapy is sexual destruction and should not be supported by anybody who has a sane mind.